I think Wisconsin Wetlands Association is an awesome organization. They started out and they didn't have much funding. What they offered was the brains, and we're a great group of people that were willing to brainstorm and put ideas together and then put those ideas to work.
WWA has done an amazing amount of work in its 50-year existence, drawing attention to wetlands, getting people into wetlands.
Our motivation in the early years of the Wetland Association was to respond to the glory, beauty, and wonder of these wetland ecosystems.
To start with, we didn't have any bylaws or anything, did we?
Well, probably not, no.
Jim and Libby Zimmerman were the founders, and they were deeply involved.
It was Jim and Libby that were the cores of many of these things.
The catalyst for the Wetlands Association was, of course, Upper Mud Lake. They wanted to put a highway through that. That's how it all started.
We had 40 people in the beginning, and we had about $400, as I can remember.
Fortunately, the university was really helpful. They provided me a laboratory, phone service, and so forth that I could use for WWA.
I thought what we need is a newsletter that we can send out.
We met in Dorothy's living room to put the labels on and fold the newsletters.
The days when if you made a typo, you had to correct it.
Had to correct it.
We had regular meetings for a while then. It was a good networking in that way.
This was serious, motivated work. We were trying to accomplish something.
And what was really impressive to me is here we are, about 30 of us, and we're getting notices now of major decisions that are being made about wetlands in the state, and we're asked to review them because we're called the Wisconsin Wetlands Association.
Small step by small step, we started generating more money, got some grants, hired some part-time staff.
Charlie really injected a lot of energy.
There was a federal decision that basically stripped protection from what are called isolated wetlands. All wetland conservation pivoted at that point, and so we said, this is something we have to deal with, and we did. We rallied the troops, we worked diligently for months. We actually created a new law. We were jubilant, of course. It was interesting. It was a real David and Goliath story.
It shows also the value of a few people. By speaking up and getting organized and so forth can make a difference.
The landscape around us speaks to the legacy of what Wisconsin Wetlands has done over the last 50 years and will speak to what WWA will be able to do into the future.
We see more people wanting to engage in wetland protection and restoration, and we want to be there to support that so that we can all move forward together.
We're doing several projects now in different parts of the state, bringing people together, bringing the science as well with it, giving them the perspectives they need to implement wetlands as solutions.
Think about it as a lot of people and many hands make light work, and we're all trying to do our part to make a difference.
Incredible that it can be 50 years.
Yeah. It all meant so much to me, all of it.
One thing that hasn't changed is the fun of getting your feet wet and going out in a wetland, and the fun that kids of all ages can have catching turtles and frogs. That's why we work and gotta keep saving those wetlands.